We are chilling, we are chatting, we are here in Thailand. So I'm waiting for my food to come. So I thought that this would be a good opportunity to hop on live and just chit chat. All right, let's chit, let's chat. Do y'all have any questions? I'm open for all of the questions. So let me know what y'all thinking. I know it is morning time in the U.S. now, so y'all should be okay. This morning when I got on live, I know y'all were asleep. But now everybody should be nice and awake. So before I get started, I am going to, I feel like this seat is wet. I think it rained down here earlier or something. But I am going to pre-game because y'all know. And then we're gonna get started. So I'm just gonna angle her a little bit, just a little bit that way, so I'm not on camera chiefing hard, okay? But that was one of the reasons I ended up in Thailand, was because I am a canna connoisseur, and Thailand is the only Asian country where weed is legal. The only Asian country. So if I ever move, it's probably going to be to a country where it's legal, just because that's the easiest. And then next to that, it will be a country where it's decriminalized. And then next to that, it will be a country where it's normalized, right? So, yeah, that would be how that went. But that wouldn't be Asia. That would not be nowhere in Asia. Because I thought about going to Vietnam next, but I would have to go on like some drug dealer. You know somebody, and I can't be picky about what I get. And I am a sativa girl. I do not like indica. Don't give me that. I don't want it. So that's really something to take into consideration. Is the light better? Oh, the light is the better that way. Okay, but we're gonna keep it this way right now. I'm smoking. But yeah, that's one really big main reason, was because it's legal. And I like stuff where people are lenient and open, and Thailand is like the definition of an open Asian country. A definition. So yeah, I'm very grateful that this is like, even an option, because it could not be an option. So I'm grateful that it is an option. God is good, okay? I ordered food from Egets. It's the name of an app. It's called Egets, E-G-E-T-S. Thailand has a bunch of apps. I don't know if y'all know this, but even in the States, there are different apps for different types of food. If that makes any sense? So like all of the regular apps that we have back in the States are just regular American apps. But the Chinese people always have their own apps for their food. Always. So same thing here. Even though there's Grab and all of these like Thai apps, right? Because I don't know if Grab is based in Thailand. I know Grab is Asia based, because Grab is also in Indonesia. And Grab is also in Singapore. So Grab isn't technically Thailand based, but it is Asia based. But Egets is actually a Chinese app. And so they have all of the Chinese food here in Thailand. There's Thai food on there also, of course. But I like it because the food costs less. So what Grab does is Grab normally takes the delivery fee for the most part, or at least 75% of it, and they put it into the price of the food, right? So if the food is 75 baht, they'll add another 25, 50 baht to it to account for the delivery, and then they'll turn around and give you free delivery, right? Or delivery for 6 baht or 10 baht or something really small, right? What Egets does is Egets charge you the 75 baht for it, and then you have to pay for delivery. And delivery varies based on what time of the day it is, right? So sometimes it could be 10 baht, sometimes it could be 20, sometimes 30, sometimes 40, right? But let's do the math on that. If the noodles are 150 baht on Grab, right? But Egets is charging 75 plus a 40 baht delivery fee. Cheaper on Egets. Same restaurant, right? It tells you the name of the restaurant. So if I had a restaurant and be like, Coach Dare's, Crab Shack. It's going to be Coach Dare's Crab Shack on every app, right? The only difference is the price of the food on one app compared to the other. And that's normal. Like, they do that in the States. We definitely all looked on the Uber Eats app and it said one price, and then we looked on Instacart and it said something else, right? We've all done that. It's the same thing with Uber and Lyft, right? Which is why I stopped using Lyft, because Lyft stopped being competitive, right? And I think when you are living somewhere, traveling is different. When you traveling, it's balling on a budget, right? We spend the day, we aware about it when we get back home, right? There's a paycheck coming in from somewhere, but that's not the case. There is no paycheck coming in from anywhere, right? I am a business owner, so I have to be very cognizant of my money, because one day a bunch of it could come in and the next day not the case, right? So because I know that, I am aware. There's no need for me to pay 20 baht more for some noodles than I need to, right? If the noodles are coming from the same restaurant, the restaurant is not going to make those noodles different or better because I decided to order from Grab. So I'm going to go where it's most affordable. Like I said, it's no reason to pay more for it if you don't have to. Absolutely just no reason. So I'm actually going to, real quick, I'm going to share my live on Threads. I said I was going to do that before, and I'd be forgetting, so I'm going to do it now. I don't even have Threads on this damn phone. Damn it. And I don't think it's going to let me get to it. Oh, shit. Wow, I got a bunch of notifications just now. So random. I know this is really random, but I like Mariah the Scientist. Hey, darling. Oh, I missed the comment. Okay, period. Period. Okay. One of my favorite things about being in Thailand is the ability to be able to do that. Like, it's such a privilege, but that's literally what I'm here for. I left the United States because I wanted privileges, right? And it's not that we don't have any in the United States, but I think as a black woman in the United States, me personally, I feel like my privileges are overlooked by all of the bull, right? I feel like my privilege to be a United States citizen and have a passport that could get me into a ridiculous amount of countries is overlooked by the fact that I'm constantly like looking back and wondering if the police is gonna pull me over, and then when they pull me over, wondering if they're gonna try to shoot me or kill me or beat my ass, like all of the things, you know? So like, only thing I gotta worry about here is being consistent with my content. You know what I'm saying? Really pushing out my programs, pushing out my ebooks and planners, pushing my blog, making sure that I'm working on my partnerships with other creators and businesses here in Asia. That's it. I don't have to worry about if the police are gonna whoop my ass or pull me over or try to rape me in custody. I don't have to worry about none of that. I don't have to worry about getting catcalled, and then because I don't say I want to talk to you, or because I'm not cool with whatever you're doing, that means that, you know, you get to abuse me or be mean to me or call me a bitch or whatever the hell else. Like, just so many things. Like, I never have to worry about. It really is peaceful. It's peaceful, and it's so crazy because I know that it's not easy setting up income here, right? And if I could tell anybody anything, that would be the one thing I told them. I thought because business was really moving and shaking in the States, and once I got here, it was just gonna keep moving and shaking. And it's not that it could not have, right? But that's not what I wanted to do once I got here. That's what I thought I wanted to do when I was in California. But what I actually wanted to do when I got here wasn't that. And I did not come here to be in the same rat race that I was in the States, right? So there is a lot of programming that I have been forcing myself to stop, right? Which is like, if I'm tired, I'm gonna take a nap, right? Now, that doesn't mean I'm gonna sleep my life away every day, right? But my body is clearly tired for a reason. Y'all remember when we used to be outside in our 20s? I distinctively remember I used to wake up at like 4 a.m. because I worked at Starbucks. I was a barista on campus, and I had to be there at 5. I opened the location. I had to be there at 5 a.m. I worked an entire 8-hour shift, 4 days a week, 4 out of the 5 days. I think there was one day where I basically just had classes all day long. So I think I only worked maybe like 3 or 4 hours until classes started. I had 18 credit hours. I worked all motherfucking day. I went to class all day. And then I went to my second job. Okay? So if I could do that, I know I could do this. Right? Yes, I'm a little bit older. Right? Yes, my body has been through a little bit, which is why I'm accounting for me being tired, which is why I'm also going to honor and respect my body if it's tired. I remember all of those long ass days working for somebody else. Like, I don't even remember. I think I was getting paid pretty good at Starbucks. This was like 15 years ago, if I'm doing the math right. 13, 15, either way, it was a lot for somebody's $15, $20 an hour. And now I literally can do one thing and make like $1,000, you know, like depending on what that thing is. Of course, everything I sell isn't $1,000, but it's just a different lifestyle. My mind is just, it works very, very, very differently now. I don't stress over the same things. I don't worry about the same things. Does Temu deliver to Thailand? I am not sure. That is actually a really great question. My grandma was just talking about Temu today too, actually. I have no idea. I don't really shop on Temu or Shein or Fashion Nova, so I don't even know. I do know, though, I heard people say that Shein ships here. I have heard that. I've actually seen people's videos where they got Shein delivered. So I've heard about Shein, but I'm not sure about Temu though. That actually has me wondering. I need to look into that. I want to look into that because even though I'm not a fan of it, my grandma loves that fucking website. You know, I feel like she feels like it's like the online Dollar Tree for her, and she loves to buy stuff on there. And she was just talking about she wanted to buy some stuff for me. So instead of her buying it, shipping it to herself, and then having to pay, it's like $120 minimum to ship me stuff. So why she would rather like have it sent to her and then ship it to me, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I have no idea about it. No idea. But what else brought me to Thailand? So I talked about the peace of mind. I talked about being able to SMOKE. The weather. I mean, I know I lived in California, right? So that's like, damn, you want even better weather than California? I get it. But yes, I did. Because I love California weather and I actually do miss it. I miss cool days, right? I thought it being hot all the time was cool. And even though it is great. I'm not denying that, okay? Okay. I want to be very grateful, okay? But it be hot. It's so hot. There's a park there. There's a park over there, and then there's a park on the other side of the building. I want to walk to the park. It's too hot most days to walk to the park. It's too hot. And if it's not too hot, it's too humid. And if it's not too humid, it's raining. But I really miss just being able to walk. Like that was something I used to do all the time in San Diego. And I don't mean all the time like I was an exercise girly, because I was not. Actually, it was really horrible. That's something I'm still really horrible about. I'm a couch potato. I like eating potato chips and I like sitting on the couch, okay? But I used to walk around the neighborhood all the time because that's where I record my videos. Right? I think it's always nice to just like walk around and see nature in the background while you're talking about making residual income. You know what I'm saying? Or you're talking about expanding your business or creating your EIN or, whatever my topic for the day was about my video. I love being able to just walk around the neighborhood. As y'all can see, I live off of a major highway. So it's not that I can't go down here and walk, because I can go down there and walk, but it's loud. I don't know if y'all can hear the traffic. We are up on the 25th floor right now. I don't know if y'all can hear the traffic, but it's a lot louder down at the bottom. So me trying to record a video with all of the traffic is just not feasible, which is why I want to go to the park. But it's normally too hot or too humid to go to the park. I don't want to have to walk 15, 20 minutes, which is normal, right? Especially in Bangkok, in Thailand, we walk all the time. But what if I wanted to take a video once I got to the park? I'm going to be sweaty and nasty, and it's just not cute. So I do miss the having no humidity. California, I did not really have humidity like that. The only time I really sweated a lot was when I was in maybe like Palm Springs. Other than that, you don't really do too much sweating in San Diego, right? It's easy breezy around there. So it's very hot here. It's very humid here. So the weather brought me here, but I did not know what I was asking for, or I was not completely aware of what that all, entailed. What else brought me here? The ability to like live and still save money. California is very expensive. The one bedrooms in California, like before I left, they were renting for about like $2,200 is what the average like one bedroom apartment in California. Not average. That's probably not average. That's probably on the low end. I think the lowest is probably like maybe like 17 if you're lucky. But yeah, I just wanted like to have my money go further. I am home when I'm home, and then when I'm not home, if that makes any sense. Right? So when I'm traveling, I'm gone. Right? So if I'm gone for a month, Does it make more sense for my rent to be $2,200 and I'm gone for a month? Or does it make more sense for it to be $500 and I'm gone for a month? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just feel like it just made sense. It made sense. It was like, this is what we doing. We wasting money. And that's less money I have to go on vacation because I'm paying rent for an apartment I'm not in. I'm gallivanting around the world, right? I'm not sitting in that apartment. So once again, I think I traded like a quiet neighborhood vibe for this. So I'm not saying I didn't know what I was getting myself into, because I did. That's a lie. I was well aware I was moving to Bangkok. I was well aware Bangkok is popping. Look at all the lights. What's today? A Thursday? Wednesday. It's popping outside. The group chat is lit when people tell me something they're going outside. So I purposely came somewhere where things were going on, where the city was popping. That was on purpose. So even though once again, just like the weather, even though I asked for something, does not mean that I was completely aware of what that felt and looked like when I got here. So, but I like it. If I decided to go out right now, I could find a million places open. A million places that's packed. A million places that's popping. They are always playing rap music too. That's something that if you're a black person, you don't ever have to worry about. Going to too many places and not hearing rap music, because rap music is the culture. So it makes sense, you know, why they're playing rap music. We are the culture. Like that just really is what it is. So I do like that. I don't ever have to really now they don't always have my songs. I will every time I go somewhere, every time I always ask for Sexy Red. You can find me by the DJ booth asking them to play Sexy Red, okay? Because that's where I'm gonna be at and that's what I'm gonna be doing. One, because they probably got a song, right? They probably do. I'm not picky about which one. And two, because I know everybody already know it and they're gonna be hyped just like I'm gonna be hyped, so why not? So I do love that. I love how comfortable it is when you go places. Now, I'm not going to say that this is anything, any of it, even the actual Afrobeats clubs, even the actual rap R&B clubs, they still throw in some like 50 Cent. They still throw in some like Sage the Gemini. They still throw in some like random stuff, you know? So it's not like back-to-back hits. I want to be clear about that. But can you hear Sexy Red? Yes. Can you hear Cardi B? Yes. Can you hear Drake? Yes. Can you hear Future? Yes. Can you hear Migos? Yes. You're going to hear all of this stuff. So I really love that. I love being able to just like tap in just a little bit, even if it's just a little bit. What else brought me to Thailand? I like how affordable the food is. I do not like, and I'm not going to use the word hate, because I am very grateful to be able to order food from an app whenever I want to, and it comes right downstairs to my door, and all I gotta do is go pick it up, right? I'm very grateful for that. But I really don't like having to order food all the time. I wish groceries are more affordable. I don't think I realized how much I ate cheese or dairy products or used dairy products until I got here. I've been wanting to make some nachos for like months. But the tortilla chips are like fucking $6, $5-6. And the cheese is like $6-7. And I wanted to make like macaroni and cheese, which I know with macaroni and cheese you need like 2 big ass blocks or 3 big blocks. I'm not making $50 macaroni and cheese. I'm not doing it. I'm just not. And I really just be wanting a little bit too. So that's the other thing. The portions are like small. So that means you gotta buy more of the stuff. So the bag of cheese that we normally have in the grocery store that's like $2.50, $3. The Kraft, the Sorrento, like shredded cheese, somewhere between $5 to $7. And they only have the small size. They don't have the bigger size. There's like 3, 4, 5 cups in it, or the family size. That means you have to get multiples of that small bag. It's OD. So there's a lot of stuff that I've been wanting to cook. And I just really haven't had, I don't know. I don't need it. If I'm gonna make something that's gonna be like $20, $30, $40, I'm gonna make oxtails, right? That's probably gonna be my like first big cook that I do. I've made stuff in the air fryer. I haven't baked anything yet. But I make stuff in the air fryer, and I make like vegan food, but that's really it. I haven't done like a roast or a chicken or meatloaf or like a stew or anything like that. I feel like soup is so easily accessible here. It doesn't really make sense for me to make a big thing of soup, right? Because then I'm stuck eating the soup for breakfast, lunch, and dinner until it's gone, right? Versus me just getting a little portion of tom yum. And baby, I used to make tom yum at home back in the States. Y'all better ask about me, okay? I don't know what happened. So two things. Back home, now, it's gonna be some California stuff, right? Because California does that. They will have their own version of something that does not exist anywhere else, right? So let me preface the statement with that. But in California, I don't think we went to a Thai restaurant. Like, I'm almost positive we did not go to a Thai restaurant. I'm almost positive we went to a Vietnamese restaurant. And that was my first time being introduced to Tom Kha and Tom Yum. Tom Yum, y'all know that's the orange one with the shrimp, and then the Tom Kha is traditionally the white version of that, which is just no tomato paste with the chicken. But of course, y'all know me, I'm a shrimp girly, so I'm gonna put shrimp in everything. So I was making Tom Yum and Tom Kha at the house, big old batches with shrimp in it for everybody named Mama, because the little bowl of Tom Yum or Tom Kha, either one, it did come with rice. But I would say in California, it's probably like $15 for that bowl of soup. Whereas here, I think it's maybe like at the most, right? Sometimes they're OD with it. Let's say they're OD. Maybe like $1.50, 150 baht, which is like $3, $4, maybe $5, $4 and some change. So that's a big difference in price, right? Now, the only reason I would go make my own Tom Yum, which now talking about it, I am going to, I am sure of it, it's because they make their shit too spicy. And because it's a big bowl of soup, that means it's already pre-made for the day, right? So it doesn't matter how many times I write no spice or less spicy or mild or not as spicy, level 2, you know, it don't matter. And all of that level stuff, that's some American shit. There is no such thing as level 1, level 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Them Thai people lied to us. First of all, if you ever been to a Thai restaurant in the States, you know that when you give them that number don't really mean shit, right? Because if you say 2, but they think that is a little bit to them and it's spicy to you, then that's your 2, right? But here it's very much like, do you want spice or do you not want spice? Now, sometimes they'll do a little bit, but their little bit is not your little bit, and that's it. Those are the options. No spice, a little bit, which could still be too much, or spice, which is you're sweating. If you're not sweating, it's not Thai hot enough spicy. So I will cook because of that, especially now after having this conversation. The Tom Yum is so good, but it's so fucking spicy. You know when food is too spicy for you to enjoy? That's what that is. So I said I came here for the Tom Yum, But I think I ate it maybe like every other day for like 2 weeks straight, maybe 3 weeks straight, every other day. And I feel like that tore up my stomach. I felt like the spices were too spicy. Maybe I was doing it too often. Either way, my stomach was just not prepared. I feel like it tore my belly up. So I am laying off the tom yum now. I will do a tom yum noodle soup. But I don't normally do tom yum with the rice. And then I do the tom kha sometimes. I am a big breast meat person. So if you're not going to give me white meat chicken, I don't want it. You could call me bougie. You can call me whatever you want. But I'm also the girl who was like eating organic and healthy and farm raised and grass fed and all of this other stuff back in the States. So there's no way I'm going to go from that to eating whatever piece of the motherfucking chicken you decide to give me. No, thank you. I want white meat chicken. Thank you. So if I don't think the place is going to give me white meat chicken, I'm not going to order it. I'll order chicken wings. I'll order chicken drumsticks, right? Because I already know what that is. But there's no way in hell that you're going to get me to order some chicken soup, right? And I don't know what type of chicken y'all going to put in there. I've seen chicken necks. And let me tell you, Thai people don't waste food. They don't waste food. And I love that for them, right? But I'm not going to eat all of the stuff, right? I'm sure somebody loves necks, right? I'm sure somebody is dying to get the liver. I'm sure that pork blood that y'all put in there is going to be a amazing thing for the next person. I don't want it. Don't put no random pork blood. And when I say pork blood, I don't mean liquid. I think they coagulate it, if I am saying that word correctly. I think they coagulate the blood, and I don't know how they do that. I don't know if they boil it. I don't know how it gets like that. But somehow it ends up in these like square type things. I think it's initially like a big thing, and I think they just chop it into chunks. But either way, I don't want chunks of coagulated boiled blood or whatever the bleep it is. It's always pork blood. I don't want that in my food, right? So you can just give it to somebody else. So sometimes, and I always say this, I don't know if this is what they call it, this is what I call it. I think the American versions of stuff is always a little bit more expensive, right? So for example, they have a dish called boat noodles. Same thing like with the tom kha. And sometimes with the boat noodles, they give you offals, I think is what it's called. Anybody know what offals is? I could be very, very wrong, but I think offals is like organs or like random parts of the animal. I don't know the exact definition of that word. I know that word is not meat, okay? It does not mean beef meat, cow meat. I'll tell you that, right? So they normally put offals in it, they put meatballs in it, and they put blood in it. So you got to go to a more expensive place. And that's normally places that are like 75 baht, 100 baht, right, for your meal. If you go get that same meal and it's like 200 baht, 250, 300 baht, and you'll get it, and it'll just be the main ingredients of the dish, and then it will be meat, right? And they'll use a better quality beef. They'll use bigger like chunks of beef versus slices of beef. If you notice, the lower quality beef is sliced, and the high quality beef is like cut into chunks, right? So yeah, some of my stuff be costing more just because. And I really do try to be cognizant of it, but it's all less than I would pay in the United States, so I'm not tripping. So that's one of the reasons why I moved here, because food is so much more affordable. I do miss groceries being. I know everybody's like, oh my gosh, groceries are so expensive, but I think groceries here are expensive. I'm one of them people. My fridge stays full. There's literally stuff that falls out of my freezer because my fridge stays full. So I don't play with that. So the fact that my fridge is here and relatively empty, right? It's not full of groceries. But the real reason behind that is not because they're expensive, it's because they go bad so quickly. So I did move here because I wanted to be able to order food with more ease, like food delivery with more ease. But I was not anticipating how much I was going to miss grocery shopping. I love grocery shopping, not so much the cooking part, right? But I love grocery shopping. I want to go and I want to buy snacks. I want to buy chips. And I want to buy cookies. And I want to buy crackers. I want to buy all the stuff, right? And there's not a lot of big bulk stuff here. They don't sell a lot of stuff in bulk because it doesn't have a lot of preservatives, right? So unless it is a like crackers or chips or something like that, then that's gonna stay on the shelf as long as it's gonna stay on the shelf anyway. But like the fruits and vegetables go bad here so much quicker. And I know organic stuff back home goes bad quick, but yeah, everything goes bad quick because even they don't label it organic, it's still very much organic. Somebody has a garden right there that they go out and cut that every night or every morning and bring it to the market. I don't know how much more organic you could get, than that. So it goes bad really quick. They don't have a lot of large portions of stuff, so that means whatever I buy, I normally eat, and once I eat it, it's gone. So, and like for example, I think I spent like $6 or $7 on some fish sticks, right? And I would say normally in the States you could get a box of fish sticks, especially from like Costco, like a big thing like that for maybe like $12, right? Come with maybe like 50 fish sticks, right? Let's just say this box of fish sticks came with 8 fish sticks in it. You heard me right, 8 fish sticks for between $6 to $7. So that's what I mean when I say like, who doing that? Because in all honesty, I'm gonna eat 4 today and 4 tomorrow, and then the fish sticks are gone. I couldn't have got 12 for $8. I would have been okay with. Like 8 was crazy, but I wanted to have stuff that I could put in the air fryer, so I bought it. So I do miss being able to like really do grocery shopping and like cook, a different way. I definitely miss that, but that doesn't change the fact that one of the reasons I came here is because I wanted to be able to order food more easily. I hated back in this. Instacart charges you like what? $10? I think that's like the minimum that they have the delivery fee. No, unless you got Instacart. What is it? Instacart Plus or Instacart Prime or whatever the fuck. I know they changed the rules on Prime. That shit pissed me off. I feel like Instacart changed something too, to where even if you have Instacart like membership, it's not completely free for the delivery. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I remember that was one of like, it pissed me off because I had paid, I don't remember how much for the yearly subscription, and they were still trying to charge me a delivery fee on top of that. I was like, oh no, y'all tripping. I remember I ordered some empanadas, right? I think the empanadas were $4 a piece. Let's just say $4 for shits and giggles, right? I had 3 of them, so that's $12. The delivery fee was also $12. My food came up to $24 to have my empanadas delivered to me. I have never had one fucking delivery that's been more than $10 probably. I can't think of one. I have eaten food out at a restaurant and I spent way more than $10. But I don't think I have ever. Is she ringing? It's not ringing on here. I don't think I have ever spent that much on delivery at all. My friend called me. I'm about to call her real quick. See what she doing. See if she could put in this conversation. Hello? Oh no, she didn't answer. Let me try again. This is actually my friend who's supposed to be moving here to Thailand as well. I have a couple friends who are moving here because I'm getting everybody to move, okay? It's one of those things where when you come visit, how could you not want to move, you know? Hi, darling. How you doing? Huh? I'm good. I'm just sitting. I'm on live.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Go ahead and call me when you get out there.
Okay.
I'm proud of you. Love you.
Love you too.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Yeah. I love how easy. I mean, I can literally order from 4 different restaurants for under $10. 3, 6, 9. Okay, maybe 3 different restaurants. Right? Because, so the thing that I do miss is back home, you have places that sell, not everything, right? But they sell different parts of the meal. So if you wanted to, kava, for example, right? You get an appetizer from kava. Let's say you want to get a salad. Get a salad from kava. Actually, kava's not a good example. What's that place? Habit Burger. Habit Burger's a great example, right? Let's say you want to get an appy from Habit Burger. You get some green potatoes. I mean, not green potatoes. Fried green beans, right? And then you also want your meal, so you get your burger and your fries, also from Habit Burger. And then you're like, damn, I want something sweet. I want a milkshake. So you get your milkshake, also from Habit Burger, right? So even though you're paying, what, $5, $10 for your delivery in the States, you're getting your appetizer, you're getting your meal, and you're getting your dessert all from the same place with one fee. That is not the case here. I don't know why, but places that serve like drinks and ice cream are like together, and then the places that serve sandwiches are together. But the sandwich place doesn't really have apps and dessert, right? Sandwich place only has sandwiches and sides, right? Which is like French fries and chicken nuggets and like skewers and shit, right? And then the place that has fruit don't have nothing but fruit, right? And then the place that has dessert don't have nothing but dessert. So like, it's really, you don't have no choice but to order from multiple places here because there are very few places that have everything. American places here have stuff like Cheesecake Factory. There's a Cheesecake Factory here. You can order Cheesecake Factory, you get your appy, you get your entree, and you get your dessert, right? But there's not a lot of restaurants like that. Now, that does not mean that you can't go to a restaurant, like physically go to a restaurant and get an entree, an appetizer, and something sweet. I'm not going to say a dessert. I still don't really think they do a lot of desserts. I think they offer a sweet or 2 as an option sometimes. And that's when you go to like official, we take credit cards, we're on Google restaurant. If you just go to a place where you can eat inside of, meaning it's a restaurant with an inside, but it's not a eat inside restaurant, it's not the same thing, right? It's not. You're also gonna run into some issues communicating. That's something to take note. If anybody has Google Translator, it don't work. And I'm not gonna say it doesn't work at all, right? But it's not accurate. They absolutely need to hire somebody who speaks Thai to translate it a lot better because it does not translate accurately. So that's something that you want to be mindful of. And what I always suggest people to do is try to figure it out before you get there. So I don't know about y'all iPhone people, but us Android people, we got this new update where basically you press your home button and it doesn't take a screenshot, right? Which I'm so grateful for, but it takes a screen read, I guess is a better way to say it. It screen reads everything on there and it tells you what it says, right? And then you can make the determination on whether it's accurate or not. They also have Google Translate for everybody who doesn't have that, which is basically the same thing, Google Lens, I'm sorry, and you can hold the phone up to it and take a picture and it'll translate it for you. Some stuff is obviously wrong, right? If it says egg foot salad, well, there's no feet in the salad, right? Or maybe there's no egg in the salad because it could be chicken foot, right? There's chicken feet and stuff. So versus you getting up there and asking and pointing and them not understanding, you not understanding, and y'all not being able to communicate, figure all of that out beforehand when you go to the restaurant. I look up menus on Google and Yelp before I go. A lot of the restaurants here don't have them, so I know that's not always the easiest, but I always suggest that to people. Have an idea of what you want to get before you go there, just so that it's easy and seamless. You can even figure out like what questions you want to ask ahead of time, to make it easy. But Google Translate could have stopped me from moving, okay? Google Translate pissed me clean off. When I first came, I got stranded, okay? I don't know what was going on with my service, but I was supposed to have service, but it was not working. I was supposed to have minutes, but I couldn't make phone calls. And Grab drivers drop you off wherever, baby. Wherever. It could be an alley. And it could have told them that I was going to Starbucks, right? And it takes me into an alley in the back of somebody's house. And they'll be like, okay, here you go. And they will pull the off. They will. So I had to get in the habit of making sure I was at the right place, because it's hell trying to figure out how you gonna get another ride when you're not even at the right place, or like when you're trying to meet people. I've done that so many times. I said I was gonna meet people for dinner or lunch or something, and maybe the location has multiple locations, or maybe the location, the pin for the location is just not right. Let's say you put me on the same block, but I'm down the street. I don't know where the right place is, so it doesn't really help me that I'm close if I can't figure out where it is. So I do that in advance too. Those are two things I do ahead of time before I leave. I look up menus for restaurants to make sure I understand it and figure out what questions I have. And I look up every single place on Google Maps in addition to the driving app to make sure that the address is correct and make sure that the pin is in the same spot, right? So for example, let's say I type in Lot Proud train station, right? And on Grab, Lot Proud train station is here, right? But when I go to Google, Lot Proud train station is here. Am I going here or am I going here? Well, now, if Google says this and Grab says this, I'm almost positive Grab ain't right, right? I'm pretty sure Google is right. So what I will do is once I see what Google says, I'll pull it up on the map, I'll zoom in, and I'll go to the Google Earth view. And the Google Earth view shows you like buildings. It shows you addresses. It shows you people. It shows you like what it should look like. And I pan around and I look for signs and I look for anything that looks like it's supposed to be something. If I go back to Grab and Grab does not take the address when I copy it off of Google, because sometimes that happens too, right? It finds the name, but it puts the wrong location. And then when you type in the physical long address, sometimes it just pulls up a different address. Don't give me the line as to why. What I will do then is go back to the Google Earth thing, and I will once again look for signs for places that's close by. Right, so let's say I'm supposed to be meeting them at Cheesecake Factory, but Cheesecake Factory is not pulling up. But I see a massage parlor right next door, and it's called Mary Ann's Massage. I will put in Mary Ann's Massage, and I'll do the same process. And if Google says Mary Ann's Massage is here, and Grab says Mary Ann's Massage is here, then we good, right? If I get dropped off at Mary Ann's and Cheesecake Factory is right next door, we good money. Right? Once you get stranded enough times, you'll figure it out. That's why you should create an ebook or a simple PDF download for all the apps you need to download before we get there and all the tricks, pros, and cons. Yeah, you're right. I do. I did like a short little video with a couple of them, but there's so many. Like I haven't even, I mean, like they have apps, like have y'all heard of Too Good To Go? I don't know if y'all have, but that's an app in the United States. Too Good To Go is basically an app where when restaurants have food overages, they allow you to buy the leftovers at a lower cost, right? So let's say a pizza shop made 50 pizzas and they got 2 pizzas left over. They put the 2 pizzas on the Good To Go app, and then people in the United States can pick up, you know, the pizzas at a lower cost. Let's say the pizzas are normally $20 a piece. They'll put them on the Too Good To Go app for $5.99 or something like that, $10.99 or something for a pizza pie, and you can go pick it up. So it's like a food waste prevention app. So they have those here in Thailand. People never talk about it. Love it. Also, they have apps kind of like Groupon. Y'all remember Groupon? Or what is another app where you could get like discounts and stuff? But basically, they have this app. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. It's on my phone. But basically, you go on there and you make a reservation, and they have a bunch of like nice restaurants and regular restaurants, restaurants that are in hotels, restaurants that are at rooftop bars, fancy ass restaurants, tea spots, like all of these different restaurants all around. You go and you make a reservation on there. You make a reservation for a certain time and date, and you get a discounted price, right? So let's say there's this lobster buffet, and the price of the lobster buffet is normally 2,000 baht, right? I go in here, not only can I make a reservation to make sure that when I get there, I don't have to wait in line, because if y'all know about Sunday brunch, y'all know that the line for Sunday brunch is out the door, right? So not only do you not have to wait in line when you get there, you also get a discounted price, right? So let's say everybody is paying 2,000 baht plus tax and tip, right? Which they include in there. I think it's like 13% or 7% or something like that. 10% is what it is, my bad. They already figured that in, right? But because you made your reservation on the app, let's say your reservation is only 1,500 baht, right? So you save 500 baht, which is about $15 on your $60 meal. What? Let me tell you. I love a good deal, okay? Y'all want me to do something? Give me a good deal. Yeah, so I have all of the Thailand apps for days and days and days and days, especially the food ones, right? Because I'm a foodie, so I want all of the food. So if I could order 5 places for the price of 3, I'm gonna do it. And if they're gonna bring it to me instead of me having to go get it, cherry on top. I saw some other messages. Let me see. Oh, hi! Thanks for joining. Oh, you're that proud? Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. Lad proud. I'm really bad. I hate pronouncing anything Thai because I feel like I butcher the complete pronunciation of it. Oh, nice. I love that I am reaching Thailand in the US right now. And randomly Bangkok. I love that. Yeah, I have lots of apps. Lots of apps. What else? What else did I move here? Why did I move here? I feel like those are like the major reasons why I moved here. Siam is very expensive. That mall, I feel like my bank account goes into the negative just walking in the fucking mall. I do love that food court though. That is one of my favorite, if that's even what you could call it, the Icon Siam food court. That whole big area, I love that place. It's one of my favorite places to go eat and get food from. And the water show is like my jam. water show is my jam. I'm like, I just think it's so beautiful. I feel like stuff like that is like the reasons why I moved here, right? Like the fact that you could go into a mall, any random mall in Thailand, and there's a celebrity there. Now, I don't know the celebrity, but all of these yelling girls, like, and all of the people in line, oh, I know it's a celebrity. It's obvious it's a celebrity. In the mall, just on a random day in the mall. Or they will be having a fashion show on a random day in the mall, or they're having a full concert on a random day in the mall, or they'll have a food, what do you call it? A market, some like pop-up market. Like I saw there's a pop-up market downtown. I say downtown, but nobody else is downtown in Bangkok. I just really realized that. But it's by, what is that mall? Central? No, there are a bunch of Centrals. That was dumb. I can't think of the name of the mall. But there's a mall that has like this like pop-up food market, for lack of a better way of saying it. I want to go to that. So that's on my to-do list. So that was the reason why I moved to Thailand. I love how there's always something going on. I love how you don't need somebody to go with you. You really can just, go by yourself. Like right now, if I wanted to decide I was gonna go out, I could just go out myself, and that's okay. And that was probably the biggest reason why I moved to Thailand. The biggest reason, hands down, why I moved to Thailand was because I wanted to feel comfortable being alone. I wanted to feel comfortable not having anybody, and I don't mean physically not having anybody. I mean, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. I definitely think we rely on our loved ones. And I think for the most part, they're always there, right? And I really wanted to release my dependence from that, because I didn't want to be so emotionally attached to it. So that was like my biggest reason. I don't want to be the person who's always crying and upset because she's losing friends, right? People come and go all the time. That's life, right? I don't want to be, especially when we're getting older, people gonna start to die, right? So like, I just really wanted to like normalize people coming in and out of my life. So that was like my biggest reason. Oh, you're a celebrity? Oh my gosh, I have to look you up. I'm so bad because, once again, I can barely read Thai and or speak it, so I don't know much, and I try to not be rude with a lot. So, but I have to look you up. I did not know there's a celebrity in my live. I love this. I don't know how to use iPhone, y'all. I don't know where the internet is. This is my backup phone, which I'm sure y'all can tell because I can't use it. I don't know where, like, see, on my phone, we have like just a search button, and I just type the search button and type in whatever I want. Y'all iPhone people, it's real hard out here. It's hard out here for an iPhone person. Oh, you said you were joking. Okay. I mean, look, you could be. I never know. And then celebrity is also like one of those things where, it depends. Because if you touch people, like, you really did. You really can be. I spent thousands at NBK because my crazy self FaceTime people showing them deals. Flew there with 2 carry-on back. Baby, I did the same thing. I literally did the exact same thing. I don't think we spent thousands. I think we were definitely in the hundreds though. Maybe like half of that, like 500-600 for sure. I did the same thing because I went in there and I was just like, these look so real. They look so nice. Like the quality was good. I was checking the stamps, make sure stuff was spelled right, making sure that the designs, met in the right place and all the things. And I was like, oh, these are some good ass knockoffs. Honestly, that was something else that made me move to Thailand. I love that you brought that up, because in California, everything is the very like. Funny part is, most of the rich people have fake bags. They don't walk around with real jewelry and real purses. Cardi B has 1,000,000 Birkins. Do you think she's taking her, what, $30,000 purse and taking it to Trader Joe's? You know what I'm saying? No, they don't wear their stuff out. So that's the crazier part about being judged for having fake stuff, is that none of the celebrities or rich people even wear their real stuff out. So I love that you went in MBK and balled out. I love that you called the whole fam, you know what I'm saying, and was like, all right, everybody got to get your stuff. I did the same thing. I was on FaceTime. So the first time I went ham by myself, and I called my friend on FaceTime and as I was leaving, because you know the time difference, right? So she was up maybe like 6, 5, 7-ish, because she had to take her daughter to school. So I called her around that time when I was leaving the mall, and she's like, what? Like, oh my gosh, you know, like, of course, it's too late now. I'm about to leave the mall. She got to get stuff together. She ain't got time to be sending me money and looking at all the things. So we planned a day for me to go back. And she ended up telling her friend, and her friend ended up telling somebody. So I was like personal shopping for everybody and their mama. And so I did the same thing. We set up a date. I put everybody on FaceTime, and I basically just went through, and I was like, tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. And I haggled all the prices because I had already went the first time. So I knew what stuff should be priced at. I knew about how much they were charging for certain bags and certain brands compared to others. So I felt like I had a really good idea of what she should be getting and what the budget was. So I told her, I was like, all right, I think this is going to be like this much, and it's going to be like this much. Baby, I had a ball. I was in there for like 6 hours. Maybe longer, but I was definitely in that mall for a very, very long time. I ate lunch in that mall. I ate dinner in that mall. We had a time, baby. We had a time. So yeah, I actually realized that was fun. I love spending money, right? It don't have to be mine. I get equally as much joy from spending other people's money, you know? So I love that you went in there and balled out. I love that you had an extra suitcase, okay? I love that. They tell you to just bring an empty suitcase to begin with, and then you can fill it all up with your shit that you pack. I did bring one to begin with. I was smart with that. I have this really, really huge suitcase, so I put my 2 smaller suitcases inside of the really big one, and then I packed all my stuff around it when I came. But when I went back, baby, it was a wrap. We had to take all the suitcases out, and I had to check all 3 of them individually, even my like individual one, because it just had so much stuff in it and some of it was liquid. I had to check the whole damn thing. So you are not alone, okay? We are one in the same. Almost triple my investment. But look, it be like that. It be like that, okay? I love how respectful and friendly this how are. That's my biggest reason for me. I want to feel comfortable. Yep. It's real. I think whatever I've experienced is just somebody's personal thing. And I was not completely sure of that initially, but that was my triggers as an American that I had to sit with and work out, because I was not sure, right? As an American, we get judged just for being brown all the time, right? That is very normal. So I was not sure if that's what that was. But no, they just regular people. If they got an attitude, they gonna catch an attitude with you. You just happen to be the person, they gonna catch an attitude. But overall, Thai people are so nice and so sweet. The people in my building are so helpful. So helpful. I went downstairs one day because I wanted to buy some flowers. And there's like people selling flowers all over the street, but I couldn't find any of them on the map, to be exact, for the driver to be able to take me. So I went downstairs and I asked the front desk girl, and she basically pulls up one that she knows is by her house, and tells me to go there. And the flowers were there. Like, so sweet. Took her like 5 or 10 minutes because she had to do like a reverse Google search because she wanted to look up pictures to be able to like tell me where to tell the Grab to go. But just really sweet. Just super fucking sweet. And I told her once I start learning Thai, once I get my pronunciation down a lot better, because it is really bad. And I know with Thai, all of the sounds matter. You could say the same thing and not put the right inflection on the sound, and it means something completely different. And I don't want to respect anybody. Just like you said, they do such a good job at respecting people. I don't want to be the dumb American who come in here butchering people's language. So, but she said that once I start to really learn Thai, that she'll help me and we can speak to each other, because her English, I think, is really good. But I'm sure she probably wants it to be better and to be more conversational. And I'm sure everybody feels like they can learn new words. I can learn new English words all the time. I love expanding my vocabulary. So, yeah, everybody is really nice here. I bought 2 huge suitcases when I was there to bring up. Yeah, you got to. You got to. I don't know why it says your message is restricted. That last one, that's weird. Oh, it says retracted. When I move there, since I'll be traveling back to the States. Yep. So now I'm gonna let you know. I don't know if you know this, but MBK got raided a week or two. Well, actually, MBK started getting raided probably in June, I would say. I don't think this is new. I definitely heard about it at least in July. So maybe not June, but at least in July. So they got raided. So all of those, the mall does not look the same. All of those stores are kind of like, not boarded up, but they have like tarps that they have that are kind of like, how do I say this? Covering the business, if that makes any sense. They're closed, basically. They're closed. The police came through. I saw a video a couple days ago. Police came through a couple days ago and raided them. Now, what I also did hear is that sometimes that they open back up at nighttime, because I guess the police are only working from 9 to 5. So I heard sometimes if you go between 6 to 9 that they'll still be there. But when I saw the video of the police were confiscating the stuff. They were literally taking the stuff from the shops, like confiscating it. So if that's the case, I don't know what they're gonna have to sell, you know, that night at 6. I don't know how that works, but they definitely raided MBK. And there's replica stuff everywhere though. There's markets all around the city that got replica stuff. So that's not the only place to get it. I just think from my experience, I think MBK had the best overall quality. And I think because there was so much competition, it made the prices more feasible. What rated? Oh my gosh, I need a moment of silence. Yeah, no, it might come back, you know, like, but Thailand has been cracking down on everything here. They changed the rules for the cannabis. They changed the rules, or not changed the rules, but they've gotten more strict on like visa runs and stuff. I heard some man say he was here for 12 years and never got a visa. What in the world? So I think it's people like him that are messing it up for everybody. And I don't know how MBK was a thing for so long. If it's illegal, I think that part is weird. But I think lots of illegal stuff is out in the open in Thailand. And I think that's what makes it so crazy, is that we see it out in the open, and the next thing you know, the police is like, nope, this illegal. And it's like, oh man, but it's been illegal. You ain't say nothing. Why you ain't say something before? It's been illegal. So, yeah. But I think also, that's one of them things where you need a plug, right? Because if you have a plug, then you don't need to go to MBK, right? If you have a plug, then you just hit up your plug, and your plug gets you what you want, and y'all figure out how the goods gets from them to you. You can have them delivered. Right? So that would be my suggestion. Next time you come, Go to MBK, go to Chatuchuk, go to, what is that other market? Fudge. I gotta think of the other one. There's another market. That lady, the same purse, the same exact purse, I paid 1,000 baht for, which was my Goyard purse. I paid 1,000 baht for that, which is a great deal, by the way. Okay, I paid 1,000 baht for that. I went to this market and I camped so mad I can't think of the name of it. She was selling that same purse, baby. She started off at 1,000. She started at 1,000, not negotiating. She started off at 1,000. She went down to 8, and then I think eventually she went to like 650. Girl. So yeah, I gotta figure out the name of that market too. Remind me, and I'll send you that information. But yeah, there's other markets to get replica stuff from. So MBK is not the end all be all. I think it's just the best quality and like the most in one place. That's how I'm going to subsidize my Thailand lifestyle, bringing replicas back to this. Okay, so now that's something to be careful with, because two things can happen with that. One, the things are illegal, so you don't want to get caught bringing illegal items into the United States, right? Because it's illegal in Thailand and it's illegal in the U.S. So there's really no way to get around that. And I have absolutely seen them raid people's or pull, whatever the actual word is, TSA, or whatever the police in the airport is called, pull the people's luggage. And they'll ask you, they'll be like, who is this for? And then I seen the video, the lady was like, it's gifts. And then the police officer was like, you got a whole suitcase of purses as gifts, right? She didn't have nothing else in there that looked like it was gifts. There was no t-shirts or shot glasses or keychains or anything that looked like she went on like a vacation. And they took the whole thing and they arrested her. So I would be careful. I think it's one of those things where when you are doing it as a vacation and you could really prove that you don't live here and you really did not make money off of this, and this is really, gifts, then it's one thing. But once they see you, they start tracking your trips back and forth places, especially Thailand does, right? So you don't want them to see you going back and forth to Thailand, and every time you're bringing back 2 big suitcases, and they can see what's in the suitcase, right? They run it through the little thingy. So they see that there's no clothes in there, there's no shoes, or there's no health and beauty, you know what I'm saying? They'll see certain things. You don't want to be like a red flag. I personally think that shipping it is a better option, right? Because if it gets caught up in customs, it gets caught up in customs, right? The person gets it or they don't get it, you get insurance on it and you let it be. It being on your person, right? It being in your possession, and you having hundreds or thousands of dollars of counterfeit stuff on you, that's felony. You don't want to get arrested in the airport, with felony charges. So I personally would say if you're going to do it, to ship it. I think that's just a way to save your ass. You don't benefit from getting people bags, right? You get the money regardless of how they get the bag. So I would see if you, and I seen this girl, she does it from China. She does, what is it called? Luxury, because they have the, what are those bags called? Like the designer bags from like the 80s and the 90s or whatever, the vintage bags. A girl in China does it with the vintage bags. She ships them. And I'm sure they're not all vintage, right? And I'm sure she doesn't only ship real stuff, right? But I that's just me. The lawyer in me just had to say that. But I do think the idea is great. I think the people would buy it. I've definitely seen people do that before. Why not? Why not? Any way that you can make money, take it. Just be very, you gotta be cautious. Also, I don't know if everybody knew this, but it is illegal to work in Thailand, right? So the reason why I can legally be here and do business, because I'm a travel agent, right? So my entire business is worldwide. I could be in any city, any state, any country, anything, doing travel business as a travel agent. You don't want to be doing business as an American in Thailand without a work visa, right? Because they're going to catch you. They're going to check the things. They're going to see the things. So just be careful with stuff like that, especially if you're going to be on live, right? Because if somebody ends up hopping on your live, just like we see somebody from Thailand is on my live, somebody from Thailand could be on your live and they can see what you're doing. And there is a whistleblower policy here, right? And I don't know how many people use it or abide by it, but it exists, which basically means they see you doing something, they're going to tell on you. And then from what I heard, and I don't know if this is true, I only heard about it happening to one girl. She had cannabis in her apartment. She was smoking on her patio. She and her neighbors next door smelt it, and they told on her. And they came and they raided her apartment. They kicked her out. They fined her, and they kicked her out of the country too. So it's not that you're doing anything to raise a red flag, but you also don't know who's watching. So you just want to be, cognizant. I always want to tell people things to be safe. I'm with all of the shits, right? Let's be clear. I'm with all of the ish. But I also want to make sure that we can be out here and be safe. I would hate to have something happen to somebody simply because I didn't mention something, right? If we can do the exact same thing and we can do it legally, let's figure that out, right? Let's figure out how we can do exactly what we want to do in the most high vibrational way without it, causing stress or angst or getting anybody in trouble. But I love that idea. I love that idea. Oh, okay. Platinum. I think I've been to Platinum a couple times. Oh, yeah. Platinum is across the street from Platinum. That's the one that has the market. I like that market. They have the market that like wraps around the whole building, and then they have the other one that's across the street that wraps around the building. I like that area. Because what is the other market that's down the street from that? There's another market that's like walking distance down the street. I can't think of it. But yes, I love Platinum and Platinum. It took me a while to figure out that was two different places. But I love that area because they have all the little market stuff down there. My favorite Indian restaurant is down there. My favorite halal restaurant is down there. That's another reason I love Thailand. Halal food is everywhere. I love that so much. It's so easy to just get like a regular halal burger or just like something regular, but halal. I love it. I love halal food. That's probably like the closest thing I'm gonna get to, what I normally would eat anyway. So yeah. But I feel like those are all of the reasons why I moved to Thailand. I can't think of anything else. I'm sure there probably is technically more. I can't think of anything. But yeah. So peaceful out here. Yeah, I actually think I am going to hop off. My food has been downstairs for probably like 45, 50 minutes. So I'm going to hop off, I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to hop back on, and we are going to talk about this FAM that I am doing. FAM is a familiarization trip. So I'm going to hop back on to talk about the wedding FAM that I am hosting in Thailand. Thank you guys for joining. Bye.